She will never say this out loud, but if you truly understood what she craves, it would completely change how you see attraction. Because the woman you want, yes, even the one who says she wants a nice, emotionally available man, is hiding a fantasy she's been taught to suppress her entire life. A fantasy that doesn't fit the image she presents. Not to you, not to her friends, not even to herself. And here's the uncomfortable question you need to ask yourself. If she's getting everything she says she wants, why does she still lose interest? Why does she drift away from the man who treats her perfectly, yet become obsessed with the one who doesn't? That answer lives in a place most men never dare to look. Deep in her subconscious, buried under years of social conditioning and quiet shame, there is a desire that contradicts everything she claims to value. She fights it, she rationalizes it, she pretends it isn't there, but it is. It's why she replays conversations with the man who didn't chase her. It's why unpredictability excites her more than stability. It's why control quietly kills attraction. And this is where most men get it completely wrong. They think giving more attention, more reassurance, more consistency will fix the disconnect they feel. But the more they give, the less she feels, because desire doesn't grow in comfort, it grows in tension. Now let's be clear, this isn't about disrespect. It isn't about manipulation, and it certainly isn't about becoming some caricature of a bad boy. It's about understanding a psychological dynamic so fundamental, so deeply wired that once you see it, you can't unsee it. Today we're going to expose the forbidden fantasy she was conditioned to hide. We're going to break down the only masculine archetype that triggers genuine involuntary attraction. And if you truly grasp this, you'll stop chasing her attention and start becoming the man she's afraid to lose. So listen carefully, because what you're about to hear goes against everything you've been told. And that's exactly why it works. Let's strip away the lie you've been fed your entire life. Not the polite version. Not the socially acceptable version. The real one. You've been told women want equality in attraction. And on the surface, that sounds right. In careers, of course. In society, absolutely. But in raw, instinctive desire, equality doesn't create attraction. It kills it. And you've felt this, even if you've never had the words for it. You've been in that situation where you did everything right. You were respectful, attentive, easygoing. You gave her space to choose, to express herself, to feel equal. And somehow, she started pulling away. Not dramatically, subtly, slower replies, less enthusiasm. That look in her eyes that says something's off, but she can't even explain what. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. How many times have you said, "Where do you want to eat? What do you feel like doing? Is this okay?" You thought you were being considerate, but what she hears is hesitation, uncertainty. A man asking for permission to exist in his own reality. And here's where it gets dangerous. Every time you push the decision onto her, you think you're giving her freedom. But what you're actually doing is giving her responsibility she doesn't want. Now she has to lead. Now she has to decide. Now she has to carry the interaction forward. And slowly, without realizing it, she stops feeling like the woman in the dynamic and starts feeling like the one in charge. And the moment she feels above you, attraction starts to rot. Not because she's cruel, not because she's broken, but because her biology doesn't respond to men she can control. I'll give you a real scenario. There's the guy who texts, "Hey, what do you want to do tonight?" And there's the guy who says, "Be ready at 8. Wear something black. I'll handle the rest." One creates pressure, the other creates anticipation. One forces her to think, the other allows her to feel, and that difference is everything. Because what she secretly craves isn't more choices, it's relief from having to choose. She wants to switch off, to step into a moment where she doesn't have to analyze, plan, or manage. But she can only do that with a man she trusts to take control without collapsing under it. And this is where most men expose themselves without even realizing. The nice guy isn't just kind. He's constantly checking himself, reading her reactions, adjusting in real time. Is she okay with this? Did I say the wrong thing? Should I apologize? He turns her into the judge and himself into the applicant. And no woman feels desire for a man who's asking for approval just to exist. The man she can't get out of her head. He moves differently. He decides. He sets the frame. Not loudly, not arrogantly, but with a calm certainty that doesn't ask for validation. He says things like, "I've already handled it," or even more powerful, "No." That word alone exposes everything, because most men can't say it. They're afraid she'll leave, afraid she'll lose interest, afraid they'll lose their chance. But when a man says no and means it, he's showing something far deeper than confidence. He's showing that his reality doesn't bend for approval. And paradoxically, that's what makes her feel safe. Because if you can stand your ground with her, you can stand your ground with the world. You become something solid, something she can lean into without fear of collapse. But if you say yes to everything, you're not solid, you're accessible. And anything that's always accessible loses value. Think about it. A wall protects, a door lets anyone walk in. And most men today, they've been conditioned to become doors, always open, always available, always agreeable. And then they wonder why she stops feeling anything. Because predictability kills tension. And without tension, there is no desire. Your brain is wired to ignore what's constant, like background noise, like furniture. And that's what you become when you're always there, always nice, always easy. You become invisible. But the desire she hides, the one she'll never admit out loud, is built on something far more dangerous, controlled uncertainty. That feeling you get on a roller coaster. You know you're safe, but your body doesn't care. Your stomach drops, your heart races. You feel alive. Now compare that to sitting on a park bench. Safe, stable, predictable. You don't feel anything on a bench. You rest there. You don't crave it. And here's the brutal truth most men avoid. She doesn't crave comfort. She craves a man who could walk away. A man who isn't easily secured. A man whose attention is earned, not given freely, not dangerous physically, but dangerous in one specific way. He is not dependent on her. He has standards. And if those standards are crossed, he leaves. No negotiation, no pleading, no second guessing. And that possibility, that edge, is what keeps her locked in. Because now she's not managing you, she's trying to keep you. And that shift changes everything. This is where things stop being comfortable and start becoming real. Because this is where most men either wake up or stay exactly where they are, invisible, replaceable. Forget everything you've been told about love for a second. Let's talk about power. Machiavelli said it plainly. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. And no, we're not talking about fear in the childish sense, not intimidation, not aggression. We're talking about something far more subtle, the kind of fear that creates respect, the kind that makes someone think twice before losing you. Because here's the truth. Most men avoid confronting. If she knows you can't walk away, she owns you. And once she owns you, she stops valuing you. You've seen this play out. Maybe you've lived it. You start off strong. You have your own life, your own rhythm. She leans in, she invests, she's curious, and then slowly you shift. You start replying faster, longer messages. You adjust your schedule just to fit hers. You cancel things that mattered to you. All in the name of being a good guy. And without realizing it, you hand over your power. Now she knows. You're not going anywhere. And the moment she feels that certainty, something inside her switches off. Not consciously, she won't say it, but her behavior will. Short replies, less effort, less warmth, and you feel it, that subtle withdrawal that makes you question everything. So what do? You try harder, more attention, more validation, more availability. And that's where most men dig their own grave, because you're reinforcing the one thing that kills attraction, that she is the prize. And you are just lucky to be there. Let me make this painfully clear. The prize does not chase ever. So if you're chasing, you've already lost the dynamic. The man she can't stop thinking about, he moves differently. He doesn't narrate his entire life. He doesn't flood her with constant updates. He doesn't seek permission to exist. There are gaps, silence, moments where she doesn't know what he's thinking, where he is, what he's doing, and that space is where her mind starts working against her, because imagination is dangerous. It fills in the blanks, it amplifies, it creates tension, and tension is the birthplace of desire. But most men are terrified of silence, so they fill it. They text again, double text, triple text, trying to keep the connection alive, not realizing they're suffocating it. You don't build attraction by removing mystery. You build it by allowing it. Now let's go deeper, because this is where men really get exposed. A woman's emotional world is not stable. It's not linear. It shifts fast. One moment she's warm, the next she's distant, then intense, then quiet. And most men, they panic. They try to fix it, or worse, they get pulled into it. If she's upset, they get upset. If she's cold, they chase. If she's emotional, they lose control trying to stabilize her. And in that moment, they fail the test without even realizing there was one, because she's not looking for you to fix her emotions. She's looking to see if her emotions can control you. Let me say that again. She's not testing your solutions. She's testing your stability. Imagine this. She's angry, voice raised, energy chaotic, throwing emotions at you one after the other. Now there are two versions of you. The first reacts. You get defensive. You raise your voice. You try to win, or you fold, apologize instantly. Try to calm her down because you can't handle the tension. Either way, you've entered her frame. You're now inside the storm, and once you're inside it, you're no longer leading anything. The second version? He doesn't move. Not emotionally, not mentally. He listens. Calm, grounded, almost unsettling in how unaffected he is. He looks at her and says, slowly, I hear you. But we're not doing this like this. Or he says nothing at all, he just holds the space. And that is where everything changes. Because now she feels it. She can't shake you. Her chaos doesn't penetrate your calm. And in that moment, something deeper than logic kicks in. Respect, not the polite kind, the instinctive kind, the kind that makes her stop and recalibrate. This is what it means to hold frame, and most men can't do it because they're too emotionally dependent, too reactive, too afraid of losing her. But here's the brutal reality. If her emotions can move you, she controls you. And if she controls you, she cannot respect you. And if she cannot respect you, desire dies. Every time, she might stay. She might even say she loves you. But that raw, consuming pull, gone. Because no woman desires what she can dominate. And here's the part they'll never say out loud. They've been taught to deny this, to say they don't need a man, to say they're independent, strong, self-sufficient, and on the surface they are. But deep down, there's exhaustion, from always holding everything together, from always being in control, from always having to lead their own lives. And what they crave is not weakness, it's relief. Relief in the presence of a man who is stronger than their chaos, stronger than their emotions, stronger than the situation itself. A man who doesn't break, doesn't bend, doesn't collapse under pressure, because only with that man can she finally let go. And that is the part no one tells you. You can't understand her deepest desires until you understand what happens when the performance drops. Because outside the bedroom, people act. They filter themselves. They say what sounds right. They behave how they're supposed to. But inside that space, the mask slips. That's where the truth lives. And if you've been paying attention, you've already seen glimpses of it, not in what she says, in what she responds to. Let me ask you something most men avoid asking themselves. Why is it that the same woman who says she wants soft, respectful, gentle, ends up craving intensity? Why do the stories women consume, the ones they don't openly talk about, always involve a man who knows exactly what he wants? Think about that. Not the public version of her, the private one, the one that comes out when there's no audience, because she's been taught her entire life to downplay that side, to make it sound softer, safer, more acceptable. But desire doesn't operate on what's acceptable. It operates on what's felt, and what she feels is not triggered by hesitation. It's triggered by certainty. You've probably been there before. That moment where everything slows down. You hesitate. You start thinking instead of moving. Is this okay? Should I do this? Am I doing it right? And just like that, the tension collapses. The moment dies, because you shifted from presence into approval seeking. And nothing kills desire faster than a man asking for permission to be a man. Now compare that to a different kind of energy, the kind that doesn't rush, doesn't ask, but also doesn't hesitate. A man who reads her not just what she says, but how she breathes, how she reacts, how her body responds in silence, and he moves accordingly, not aggressively, not recklessly, but decisively. There's direction, there's intention, there's weight behind what he does, and that's what pulls her out of her head and into the experience. Because what she craves in that moment is not more control, it's the ability to let go of it, to stop thinking, to stop managing, to stop leading, but she can only do that if she feels you're grounded enough to take responsibility for the moment. This is where most men break, because they've been conditioned to feel ashamed of their own desire, to second-guess it, to soften it, to dilute it until it's acceptable. So they approach her like they're apologizing for wanting her, careful, hesitant, almost asking for permission to exist in that space. And she feels it, not consciously, but instinctively, because desire cannot grow in uncertainty. It needs direction, it needs presence. It needs a man who isn't disconnected from what he wants. And here's the part that creates that internal conflict in you. The part no one explains properly. If you're too soft, too careful, too accommodating, you don't feel like a man to her. You feel safe, predictable, almost familiar, like something she doesn't need to discover. But if you swing too far the other way, without awareness, without connection, you lose her in a different way. So the man she can't get out of her head, he lives in that edge, controlled intensity. There's weight to him, but also restraint. She feels that he could take things further, but chooses not to. And that contrast is what creates tension, because now she feels both sides at once, the strength and the control, the danger and the safety. And that combination is what unlocks something deeper inside her. But to get there, you have to drop the shame. You have to stop seeing your desire as something wrong, because the moment you disconnect from it, you become passive, and passive men do not create emotional impact. Your desire is not the problem, your hesitation is. And when you finally own that part of yourself, without apology, without overcompensating, without losing control, something shifts, not just in how she sees you, but in how she allows herself to respond to you. Because now, you're not asking her to feel something, you're giving her something to feel. And that's the difference most men never understand, until it's too late. So what do you do when the fire is already dead? When you feel it slipping, when she's there but not really there? Let's get something brutally clear. You cannot talk your way back into attraction. You can't negotiate desire. There is nothing more pathetic to a woman than hearing a man say, "I wish you wanted me more." That sentence alone kills whatever was left, because desire isn't built through words. It's triggered through perception, through absence, through tension, and most men do the exact opposite. They lean in when they should pull back. They give more when she's already disengaging, and they don't even realize they're suffocating the last bit of attraction she had. I've seen this play out too many times. The guy who makes her his entire world. Everything revolves around her. His mood, his schedule, his purpose, gone. Replaced by one mission: keep her happy. And at first she likes it. Of course she does. Who wouldn't? But slowly, that pressure starts building. Now she's not just your girlfriend. She's your entertainment, your therapist, your source of validation, your reason to wake up. And she feels it, that weight, that dependency, and it repels her. Not because she's heartless, but because no one respects someone who has nothing going on without them. Let me ask you something real. When was the last time you did something that had nothing to do with her? Something that made you feel alive, not distracted, alive. Most men can't answer that, because they've made her the center of everything, and the moment you orbit her, you stop being the man she was attracted to in the first place. You become predictable, available, safe, too safe. So here's what has to happen. You pull your energy back, not as a tactic, as a correction. You go back to building yourself, your body, your mind, your money, your network. You stop sitting around waiting for her replies. You stop checking your phone every 5 minutes like a man on standby. You go out, you train, you work, you create. And when you're out, you're actually out. No constant updates, no play-by-play of your life, no seeking her attention while you're supposed to be living. And something interesting happens when you do this. There's a gap, a silence, a space where your presence used to be, and that space starts working against her, because now she feels it. That absence, that slight uncertainty. Where is he? What is he doing? Why isn't he as available? And that question is where attraction starts breathing again, because now you're no longer guaranteed. You're no longer fixed. You're moving forward, with or without her. And deep down, that triggers something primal, the fear of losing access. And when that fear appears, she leans back in, not because you begged, but because you became something she might lose. This isn't manipulation. This is you correcting a broken dynamic, returning to a position where you lead your life, and she chooses to be part of it. But most men never get here, because they act like fans. You've seen it, clapping for everything she does, over-validating, ignoring red flags, tolerating disrespect just to keep her around. They're just happy to be in the stadium. But here's the truth that stings. A woman doesn't desire her fan. She uses him for attention, for validation, for comfort. But she gives herself to the man on the field, the one who doesn't need her applause. So you need to shift roles. You stop being the fan, you become the judge, and that changes everything. Now you're not asking, does she like me? You're asking, does she deserve access to me? And that question alone will change how you move, because now you have standards, real ones. Not the kind you say out loud, but the kind you enforce silently. If she disrespects you, you don't argue, you don't beg, you don't explain, you withdraw. Cold, clean, controlled, like she just lost access to something valuable. And she feels that immediately, because attention from a man she respects is not something she wants to lose. But when she shows up right, when she's warm, loyal, feminine, then you reward it. Not excessively, not desperately, but intentionally. You give her your presence, your attention, your energy. And now you've created something most men completely fail to build: contrast. Because what most men do is reward bad behavior. She pulls away, they chase. She disrespects, they try harder. She gives less, they give more. They train her to treat them worse and still get everything. Then they sit there confused, wondering why she doesn't respect them. You taught her that. But the moment you flip it, the moment your attention becomes conditional, everything shifts. Now she's the one adjusting. Now she's the one thinking, am I losing him? Now she's the one trying to win you back. And that is where desire comes back alive, because now she's chasing. Now you're the prize. And here's the final piece most men never understand. Women don't just want peace. That's what men want. Silence, stability, no problems. Women, they want to feel everything. The highs, the tension, the uncertainty, the emotional spikes. And if you only give her comfort, she will create chaos. You've seen this. Everything is fine, and suddenly she picks a fight out of nowhere. It doesn't make sense, but it's not random. She's testing. She's trying to feel something, trying to see if you still have an edge, if you're still solid under pressure. And most men fail right there. They react. They get emotional. They lose control. And she watches it happen, and something inside her switches off again. Because you were supposed to be the anchor, not another wave. So what do you become? You become unpredictable, but grounded, playful, but serious, warm, then distant, not erratic, controlled, intentional. You tease her, you challenge her, you make her laugh. Then you pull back and focus on your world. You don't stay in one emotional state. You move like a heartbeat, up, down, tension, release. And that rhythm keeps her locked in, because now she doesn't fully have you figured out. And that uncertainty feeds attraction. The men she fantasizes about, they're never one-dimensional. They're not just nice. They're layered, dark, focused, unpredictable. There's something in them she can't fully control. And here's the truth most men are afraid to face. You have that side too, the aggressive part, the selfish part, the part that doesn't care about approval. But you've buried it because you were told it's wrong, too much, too dangerous. So you became safe, neutral, harmless. And in doing that, you became forgettable. The man she can't resist isn't harmless. He's controlled. There's a difference. Because a man with no edge cannot protect, cannot lead, cannot create tension. But a man who has that edge and knows how to contain it becomes something else entirely. Something rare, something dangerous, in the right way. And that's what she responds to. Not the man with no teeth, but the one who has them and chooses when to show them. When you start moving like this, things will change fast, and not in the way most men expect. Because the first thing she's going to do is resist. Not softly, not subtly. She will push back. She'll question you. She'll look at you like something's off. What's wrong with you lately? Why are you being distant? And if you're not prepared for that moment, you'll fold, you'll panic, you'll think I'm losing her. So you go back to what's familiar, apologizing, explaining, overcorrecting. And just like that, you lose all the progress. Because that moment right there, that's the test, not the one she talks about, the one she feels. She's trying to figure out, is this who you are now? Or is this just another phase before you go back to being predictable? And most men fail right there. They can't handle the tension, the silence, the uncertainty. So they run back to comfort. But if you hold it, if you stay grounded, if you don't react, something shifts. You don't need to raise your voice. You don't need to explain yourself. You just look at her, calm, unmoved, like you're not seeking approval anymore, and slowly, that resistance starts to crack. You'll see it. Not in what she says, in how she looks at you. It's subtle at first. Then it becomes obvious. That look she used to give you before everything got comfortable. Before she figured you out. Before she stopped feeling that pull. It comes back. But this time, stronger. There's curiosity again. There's tension again. There's hunger. She starts touching you more, not because you asked, because she feels it. She leans in, she invests, she starts asking about your life, and this time she actually listens, not out of politeness, out of interest. And here's the part that most men misunderstand. She's not submitting because she has to. She's leaning in because she wants to. Because now you've become something she can't easily control, something she can't fully predict. And that is what pulls her in. That's when you realize you've opened something she keeps hidden, even from herself. The part of her that doesn't want to lead, doesn't want to manage, doesn't want to be in control all the time. The part that wants to let go, but only with the right man. A man she respects, a man she can't manipulate, a man who won't break. And that's where most men hesitate. Because to become that man, you have to accept something uncomfortable. You might lose her, not as a strategy, not as a bluff, for real, because you can't play this safe. You can't half-step into this. You either become that man, or you stay where you are. There is no middle, and that means killing a version of yourself. The version that needs approval. The version that avoids conflict. The version that would rather be liked than respected. That version has to go, because it's the same version that's been keeping you stuck. Look around. The world is full of men like that. Nice, available, forgettable. They do everything right, and still get ignored, still get replaced, still sit there wondering what went wrong. Don't be that man. Be the exception. Be the one she can't categorize. The one she feels but can't fully understand. The one who doesn't ask but knows. And if something in you reacted to this, not logically, but instinctively, that quiet voice in the back of your mind saying, "This is true," that's not random, that's recognition. Because deep down, you've always known this. You just buried it, because it wasn't convenient, because it wasn't nice, because no one says it out loud. But now you've heard it, and you can't unhear it. So here's what I want you to do. For the next 48 hours, stop asking for permission. No more, "What do you want to do?" You decide, you lead, you move first. And when she tests you, because she will, don't react, don't explain, don't chase. Give her calm, give her silence, give her that steady presence that doesn't break under pressure. And just watch. Watch how her energy shifts. Watch how she recalibrates. Watch how quickly the dynamic changes when you stop playing the role she got used to. And if you're ready to take this further, if you're done being passive in your own life, then you already know what to do. Because this is just the surface. Most men will hear this, feel it, and then go right back to old habits. Back to chasing, back to overthinking, back to begging for attention. But you're still here, which means something clicked. So don't ignore it. Step into it. Because once you see how this really works, you don't go back. Now listen carefully. In the next video, I'm going to break down the exact psychological triggers that make a woman emotionally attached to you and stay addicted to your presence even when you're not around. Not surface-level advice. The real mechanisms, the subtle behaviors that flip the switch from interest to fixation. Because if you think you understand the game now, wait until you see that. That's where most men realize they've been playing at 20% this entire time. And once you see it, you won't be able to go back to how you used to move. That video drops tomorrow. Don't miss it. But for now, if you want to go deeper immediately, watch the video appearing on your screen right now. It connects directly to what we talked about today and shows you how to apply this in real situations without overthinking or breaking frame. Click it. Stay in this mindset. And if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe, turn on notifications, because this is not content for everyone, only for the few who are willing to see what's really going on. Drop a like if this hit you. Most men will never understand the game, but you do. I'll see you among the few.